Warm welcome. It's the final map we're seeing, and you might ask yourself, the final map? Usually this thing goes to like 2 p.m. and you're kind of right, but unfortunately Eclipse has left the tournament, which means that this will be one opponent less. Everyone got their default victory set, and basically, yeah, that's the only reason why we're actually having a few games less during the time here. And first of all, IMBA have taken home Mirage. It took a while. They were showing us a quite fairly weak beginning in first half. It could have went way better there on their side. They didn't really connect to it. They didn't really show us what they're able to do. And it was kind of unfortunate. It was kind of sad to see. But it was also then sad to see with an 11-4 half, EHOME was not able to run away with it. The total opposite. They were somehow caught up in their own not so great T plays, where they were not able to read the CTs properly, whilst the other side, IMBA, was doing a great CT half with great defense. So in total, we can say when you don't know a map so well, CT side is always better. I think we learned it a lot from Pugs, and we're about to have our game ready and set. IMBA and EHOME are going to meet an overpass, and EHOME recently won that map casually 16-4 against SC Absolute. How it's going this time and how it is going today, we'll figure it out. Welcome to the StarSeries I-League Season 5 Asia Qualifier. My name is Sesh. We're going live. And a knife round starting up. And so as it goes, IMBA.SAS winning the knife round, stabbing as effectively as possible. We're going live. Our final map for today. It is going to be IMBA.SAS versus EHOME. Max Pershek finding himself one. Wait, did I miss? No, I didn't. Okay, for a second I thought we missed X-Pro, but there goes EHOME, and it seems like the first round works, except 5466 is able to go massively into this. And as round number 1 goes for EHOME, it shouldn't be too difficult right now to secure a second. The thing, though, is what I have learned from Asian CS is that force rounds are way more effective in Asia for some reason. Somehow, also in Asia, they have silent scouts. First of all, quite effective shots actually here coming on to X-Pro as well as insane, putting him down to 29 as well as 53. a lot of time EHOME is taken, and that can be very, very crucial in such a round. You don't have much time for mistakes. But in the end, I mean, 5-4-6-6 should be taken out easily, especially as he doesn't carry around any armor. Then you have Jeff. He's like the strong link in that kind of B setup they're having. And as once more EHOME takes so much time, it becomes crucially dangerous. Olay still has the opportunity to plant that bomb down, and he does so. Now, the King, who's usually the operator on the IMBA site, needs to find his shots. But it doesn't seem to be working out at the moment. Getting dinked by the UMP is even the result, and a single bullet in his scout doesn't make it any better. All the EHOME lads are not interested in any aggression. Want to all come through that round number 2 alive, and that seems to work. IMBA is not finding themselves any success besides surviving a free, and all of them having the armor, which is actually a decent point. And as IMBA.SAS is coming down to basically a buy where, you know, it's usual. I think we're having nothing special here. Now, though, they can benefit from the free players surviving. No. I mean, a scout can be very lethal in such situations. We have it very often that they are actually quite functional. Ooh, there Dan King has some kind of idea to it, but a little bit broken down in his movement, at least getting close to long. Not the most effective Molotov, though, you have to say. The smoke. That could have been maybe the idea behind it. Maybe I was just speaking too early, talking about it. Oof. Players losing their life, left, right, and center. SPTD. Finding one, jumping around the corner, not much more to go. Would it be too beautiful, but getting denied. Bomb planted. 3-0 for EHOME. Now the buy for IMBA.SAS is here. And that's EHOME. Now, I mean, you have to see it like this. I'm not 100% fan of that kind of play towards toilets. You get yourself very much towards the front. But on the other hand, the long players could come comparatively close. And as they're now moving over long, they're opening up opportunities. And I'm not quite sure if actually any of them was able to hear that. You have to say, aggression sometimes pays off. There for Dan King it does, and he's aware that players from Toils are probably interested in taking him down. Olay doesn't care about your smoke though. Just goes out, pops him away. And his heads have been ripped off on both sides. 30 seconds. EHOME, you take so much time. You need to do something about it, because the problem that now starts to occur that it is running away with time is that the players on the CT side can easily rotate over. And XYG is going to do so. Jaff is back on the site, fully flashed. He is still finds a player. Malo have been dropped on the site. And Merrick, you can't stay in the Molotov like that. Either way, they still find the plant. You have to consider if that is really the right timing, because I have to say, I'd be more worried than satisfied with such a round. Either way. One more to go. Ole. Needs to do it. And he does it. EHOME still surviving that round. Barely. And you have to say barely, because you're surviving with only one. You all have to buy up in such a situation. And the worst about it is, those last second rounds are just really on the brink. Zesh, you talking to the chat today? Well, I'm going to write you right now, because I have 100 seconds delay. There goes Merrick. We have success on the 2. Nicely done, IMBA. Now I have to give away another round, as it seems to be. And SPDD, as well as Jeff. Bomb goes down, and I think at that point in time, let me see it. Yeah, both have 100% body armor. 350 to buy head armor, which is not 100% necessary, to be very fair, but I mean, you can still do it. It's not too much of an investment. If you don't do it, you still have additional money. You get yourself a UMP, which can be quite useful in those buy rounds. And the P250 is a nice sidearm, I would say. Talking about it, though, there you lose a man.
Terrorists win.
And there's the pause being called. CTs quickly need to talk about this. And whilst we have that time, I've done it earlier already, and I've actually read out a few nice facts about China, about Japan, when we had the lads of S5 Absolute earlier on. Now I can tell you, so, something about China. Sure, I'm Zesh, I'm going to be a geography teacher. And as I'm your geography teacher, we got only 5 seconds left. The capital of China is Beijing. The national holiday of China is actually the 1st of October, as the Republic has been founded on the 1st of October, 1949. And, let's see. Let's see, what else do we got? Nothing. We're going back in our game. China knowledge coming in later. First of all, it's gonna be IMBA.SAS trying to figure a way to finally pick up a round. At that number 5 mark we're seeing on one team, you usually have that happening. And as it goes,
Bomb has been planted.
And once more goes in favor of EHOME. And I mean, at that round, you don't want to risk it, and you find yourself even a frag that's nice to have, but you have the maximum losing bonus. You all blow it up, so you're in a little bit of a tricky situation here. You don't want to lose it. You want to try it, and now you're even losing one, and suddenly they're all coming at you. It could become very risky right now. Merrick, you need to dare do it. Finds himself nothing more, but does he do it? Yes! Only an AWP brought into the next round. No rifle. Sad story here for IMBA. And as it goes, EHOME. I've lost one individual for the time. Unfortunately, auto director was turned off, so it's my goddamn fault as usual. They're still taking their time. I mean, they've lost one individual. They don't want to now, like, fall down for no reason. They stick their head in the game. They do it as far as they can. And that's probably the best of an idea to do right now, because at that point, yeah, you just want to see yourself still on the winning end. And IMBA, they don't see themselves winning on the winning end. The problem is, though, XYG, he stays in water. He can't do anything about the bomb plant, though, and that is very, very unfortunate. So he comes, finds himself one, brings in a man equalized situation. And there's no Molotov, unfortunately, for anyone of EHOME, so it's all very possible, especially as everyone stays somewhat short. Dan King finds one, and now it could be actually Dan King getting another. He keeps the defuse dream alive. Not so well played here, EHOME. All focusing on short is, like, once more a debatable thing, but as we're having that 6-1 scoreline, EHOME, I mean, the play run control comes in quite late. I mean, in total, also the birthday control is something they try to do as much as they can, whilst IMBA, I mean, the setup is decent. I like that a lot. XYG stands there partially for the toilet section. And as it goes, man advantage onto IMBA. And when we have the next break, I'm going to tell you more China facts, by the way. There goes one, Merrick. Oh, he could find himself another. He was pretty much on, but it didn't seem to be working out in the end. Next pro. That's not gonna work. Head ripped off clean. IMBA picking up the second. EHOME still having a good bunch of bank accounts filled. And as it goes. Ah, this is well done. One left. They're on the side of B directly, as it is XYG. Needs to hold them off. 6-2 is the scoreline. It can be still changed. For 50 seconds. I still am not happy about those plays from EHOME. They're always taking so much time. They have sold it quite well, though. You gotta give him that. As now Jeff, yeah, he's aware. Dan King is coming in time. There's still an AWP on site. That bomb gets down, thankfully, for the side of EHOME. They were taking too much of it. And with 9 and 100 HP, you're a little bit in a tricky situation. Dan King switching over to the AK, which seems to be the best decision in that. And then he rips off his head. First hits does it right. There they go in the end. It's gonna be 7-2. And EHOME deliver another one around the way, by the way, from getting yourself that how do you want to say it? The number 7, which brings them onto the possible success streak, in case they want to. So it goes LA. I don't know what falls wrong. It says something in Chinese. I don't speak. Next pro check. I mean, if I would say that right now, if I would try to speak it, it probably would be hella racist. But there in English. Okay, thank you very much. That's for me as a caster there to make it possible to read. And that brings us now to a situation where, well, EHOME and late time runs. Name a more iconic duo than that. 5466 losing his life. Next pro as well is insane. They're on the way. I mean, there comes one. Oh, it's insane. He just has to hold his timing because there's no kid on them. Finds himself one. No, he does not. Jeff on 2 HP. Oh, man.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
And as we're having it, oh, bought on the wrong site. And as those guys from EHOME are losing control, pretty much like an oversteering car. You try to control it, but it rips away. That's the Chinese lads. Well, okay, that's the wrong one because both are Chinese teams, to say it like this. It's like this. We had that on the previous map, if you remember, right? It was actually, I think, EHOME, something up 8-0, 9-1, something along those lines. And with that, they couldn't even go any further, unfortunately, because they were actually losing major control. IMBA had a switch flicked, and then it all worked out. Now that bomb is going on the side of A.
Bomb has been planted.
As it goes, seems like that bomb's gotta be defused. SPD goes aggressive for the one who's hiding.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
And at 4-7, it breaks my heart in two halves, basically. As First Shits and Co are trying their best with the aggression, they're somehow falling short, and it breaks my heart, like I mentioned, kinda. But, you know, first of all, what I've never seen is, maybe because the 5-play guys are always there, no coach on either of the team, but I think both have one. I could be wrong at that point in time. There goes first, Jeff with one, Jeff with two, and Jeff with a third. Eventually, nope, he doesn't find it, but the B site will now get the rotation easily done. But there it goes. It is IMBA coming closer and nearly denying the double digits here. And those double digits, I mean, it would have been very crucial, in my opinion, for EHOME to run away with this as early as they can, but the way they do right now, that doesn't work. As EHOME is deviating themselves from the actual success they have gained during the beginning of that first half. On map number 2, it is very crucial for them to find the victory, because otherwise they go out of this game without a single point. Dan King, though, he wants to deny that. Screw your points with free frags. He's finding towards the balloons. He's now getting finally executed by Insane. Making move, getting himself to second, and XYG has to fall down in the grave. Well, Jeff will realize, guys, I got the C4. You want to chill at the playground eventually? You know, I got some good stuff there, and well, the only man coming closer to him, that's going to be Merrick, who's able to pick up the bomb and possibly rotate around. Bomb dropped. And Insane is pretty much like, why like this? As he now has to rotate back, has 55 seconds to do so, makes the Usain Bolt to run over long, but the assistance, the cavalry already arrived. It's 5-4-6-6 with AK, full armor. He's there to help out his teammate SBTDD. Now the assistance needs to come. We see him rotating over. The flashbang pops and Insane doesn't find the first. 5-4-6-6 does so. EHOME, you're losing it. S5 466. I mean, the IMBA lads now have gained a lot of not only control and rounds and armory and weaponry and great fully filled bank accounts, it's also confidence they are now bringing into the game, as they have realized the way they played on Mirage, that was the same kind of procedure that just went on. And with EHOME losing control so easily, and somehow not finding a way back into the playstyle where they've been so good at, yeah, then you're giving it away like this, sadly. Yes, there it comes. SPDD finds the final one onto Ole. 7-7. 5 rounds in a row. It could be the 6th one coming in right now for the lads of IMBA. Somehow taking control as a CG is not really one of their weaknesses. The interesting thing that will come up, how good will EHOME play on that CT site? Because when I remember correctly, against SC Absolute, they've been coming in with a really abnormally good CT half. As said Absolute today, we have seen it, are not the best of a team, you unfortunately have to say, but either way. And as it is round number 15, Dan King's gonna try as much as he can, but I really hardly think that those T's can find the victory in case 4, 5, 6, 6 hits his shot. And there, exposed himself. Malo is a legitimate option at that point in time, but as EHOME has a good bunch of time left, oh, he's burning away. Bye-bye. Oh! With just those 8 HP, he somehow survives and can magically escape the inferno around his feet. There's the first frag coming in on the other side of the map. SPTDD getting himself Marek. That 3 versus 3 has opened up. With now Dan King not hitting his shots, it's a mess, as he usually is that kind of operator you can rely on. Which brings 5-4-6-6 as a lone defender on the side of A. Right timing he has to hit in point blank accuracy on 100%. As we see it though, EHOME steps up after losing 5 rounds in a row, giving them a 1 round advantage in our second half when they're switching over now to the CT site. So as it goes, a lot of things come down to this one right now. And as we see real quick on the map, main focus comes over short. As Dan King tries to take a lot of long control. The thing I've heard, and I might be wrong, but if you go over the left side, you can barely be heard from toilets. Now they realize that's going to be a rotation. Marek could be our very important individual right here. He finds himself 1 and 2. And suddenly, IMBA have a man left on the board to fight themselves on to that A side, where now there's a lot of competition coming at, especially as X-Pro hits himself a few good shots, the Mendy in his hand, the Mendy working out. EHOME with the first, a pistol in their favor, and now they should be able to run away with another 2, as there's no bomb plant, not a very early AK buy is going to come in from the terrorists. Be cautious though when the ZZs are around. That is just the noise. You love it because you see, for shits, he's hearing it. He's not reacting to it though. And now, oh, that MP9, a single body shot and he's gone. And he actually is. Pro also gets a 50 cal bullet onto his chest. So now Merrick needs to somehow rule it out. Has a good kind of angle to hit the ball. Dancing around the pillar, and the waltz is over. With that 7-10 on the board. It's gotta be EHOME delivering a quite nice spray through. All running in, and now the Glock, if it's fast enough to get onto that side of A, you might just see the plant happening, but there's a deagle on Dan King, and I'm gonna give him that, as Insane, though hits his teammate 5 for 6, quickly taking them all out. 11-7. It is time for the terrorists to get the AKs in their hands, to strap their Kevlar around their chest, to put the helmet on, to take out the CTs. Because otherwise, EHOME might be easily running away with it when you're not even feeling comfortable with doing so. As we have seen though, IMBA.SAS, they came in a little bit late in the game, but they also have ended Mirage on the side they feel more comfortable at. And this is what the reason why they have actually gained so much success there during the second half, whilst EHOME was looking phenomenal during the first half of Mirage. And so there's got to be now first shits together with his teammate, holding on to the B site. And as now EHOME are trying to deliver a victory as fast as possible. I'm not quite sure if they're going to fall short with that. X-Pro, as well as Merrick, together with their teammate Insane, focusing onto the A sites. And IMBA, similar to their opponent, taking a lot of time with their aggressions towards any of the sites, and so you gotta play it as wisely as possible. Finding entries as early as possible would be beneficial. It seems like IMBA doesn't want to take any certain risk, which brings us down to only Insane and Merrick find the first. And while that is happening, X-Pro as well as Merrick, they have a great kind of setup. Insane rotates over in the right point of time, swings wide once more, could find himself a few more. But there it works, nearly flawless. XYG is the last man alive. He carries the bomb around, and he tries to go to the B side where he wants to crack that bomb side open. But I can hardly imagine that will work out in the end. Saving that AK as the $2,700 rifle could be a useful tool for the next round. Though his teammates barely have anything there, economically speaking.
Counter-terrorists win.
And at 12th, 7 scoreline as we're right now. Well, fast pace is something I usually like with pistols, but, you know, I'm not a pro, so I think I don't have the 100% right to judge here. And with that being said, I mean, they're taking their time, they're trying to evaluate options, weigh up where we can go, where we can't go. But they're the ZZs, then they gotta be hella lethal. They can be hella lethal in close range, we know that. As they go, the Molotov doesn't burn out Marek, and he survives. That would have been a crucial Molo, but it doesn't work out in the end. From 12-7, we might go to even 13-7. So IMBA.SAS.
Counter-terrorists win.
Not making it work at that point in time. So as it could be just all done and over in basically 3 rounds. And when we take a look at it, the maximum losing bonus is now achieved by IMBA. The thing is they can buy up quite massively in the future rounds, whilst also the CTs have a great economic buffer. The issue that I am seeing, though, is that continuously EHOME figures a way to take them out. With that being said, and as I just open up my mouth way too wide, Dan King finds the first one onto Insane. Looking at the scoreboard real quick, not too much of a massive loss. X-Pro right now leading the way for the CTs. And as we're at him, 4566 is going to be the first one he's possibly meeting. As they're saying, as we're talking about it, he finds him. Doesn't even take damage doing so. And there, now Marek does the mistake to leave the toilets to the opponents. Giving them a good bunch of rotation options. Well, yeah, that is first shit's getting taken out left, right, and center. B-side's gonna be taken. EHOME will have a tough retake with that. If they're not reacting in time, they do so. Oh, the timing! He just lets him slip, and now he gets to find him. No, he does not, and the nade goes deep, but not deep enough. Oh no, X-Pro. Lucky enough to survive, unlucky enough to not kill. And with 14 HP, rather running away than being caught out by any of the players, keeping up the AK alive. And that's going to be round number 8, the final first terrorist round that's going to be achieved. Talking about that 7-13, it will turn over to an 8-13 right now. IMBA.SAS, well, they buy is average. The teammates can buy up for the teammates, if that makes sense in its saying. And as EHOME has a good opportunity to deliver right now. I personally feel a lot like this is right now the time to actually shut down IMBA. If they're able to do so, the major issue that will happen is that they reset economically, then you got yourself on 14-8 and you can basically run home without too many problems occurring. That nade though going deep onto X-Pro and Insane, hurting them and nearly getting both down to 60. As that is happening right now. Seeing EHOME, taking their time, checking how to make it work. As X-Pro is always worth watching. This live? Yes, this is live. There it goes. Dan King finds himself X-Pro. Crucial player falling down. Insane, who rotates white. We'll play against a Danking, who's aware, putting him down to 11 HP. The execution on A won't be stopped, and they're taking a lot of time with that. It could also be a fake they're selling us at that point in time. Not too long they're allowed to take, not too long to take in. That was a nice flashbang coming in. The Molo goes deep. It blocks first. It's not too much, actually. So overlong. Ah, perfectly how he grabbed that attention. And that now will be just a terrorist falling short. That was lovely to watch. What we just saw there and experienced was exactly the way EHOME figured a way to now take all the players down by especially grabbing the attention and looking in the wrong direction at that point in time. Because if you just saw it, it was, I think, Merrick low HP on long. He could have been taken out, one player less, and then the other player that was there from IMBA could have focused over towards the site. Whilst they were hitting, and I'm not quite sure if that was intentional, EHOME got the attention of every single player from CT. Probably forgetting that there is still someone long and rotating the focus over to the A site. And that what made that round fairly unique and fairly nice. As it looked like that retake's not going to be initiated. IMBA now to 2 ZZs, 1 AWP, and 2 rifles, an AK and a budget AK from Israel. So IMBA, as usual, taking a lot of time with their plays. Ouch. Suddenly when 7.62 ammunition is hitting you in the head when you don't even realize what's happening. Oh, and now X-Pro. What? I can only imagine he lacked out. The Insane problem is though that from Insane, he's gonna be caught up in the situation. EHOME. I can't imagine that that was a lag issue we just had there. Otherwise, I don't know what to say. Both teams are in China, so the ping should work fine. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. So it got to work out in the end. First hits. There it goes. I mean, that is now also hurting the CT economy a good bit because back and forth, back and forth. 9.4s onto first hits. Oh, that was close. There we have a pause being called. It's actually tactically, it doesn't have to do anything with that. Time to plug up some heads, EHOME. Though your buy is not the best. Time to take it home, it should be, because otherwise they will just struggle more and more. There's no X-Pro. Just gonna call it a little first hit. Oh, he's able to rotate away. It seemed like that op you have here from Dan King could have done the job, but not the case. Nothing happening. goes. XYG finds Olay. The EHOME site is losing one after another. The bomb is not being picked, and now... Oh, it could become all just deathmatch. Not even actual gaming anymore. One taken out, another one to find. The bomb can still rotate on the B site, but in case XYG is getting found, which he should be because of the low HP, it all gets a little risky. Insane gets him. Oh no. That works out. 59! And the terrorist economy is not the strongest at all. And as it goes, no frag so far found. Major toilet control, excuse me, X-Pro's taken out, my bad. And also 5466 doesn't stop with Insane. And with that being said, 2 less on the board for EHOME. How are they planning to take this round? I mean, Merrick could flank, find a few. Technically, yes, that is possible. And will also... he doesn't hear the steps, I think. First shoots with 1, first shoots with 2. No! He does actually, taking it back. 5466 taken out. And so the 3 versus 2. And Merrick hearing steps, finding the bomb. 30 seconds. And a not so great situation. Olay will probably not expect the Dan King. He's rotating back down. Merrick finds that as well. Time is not in favor of IMBA.SAS, and I think we can call that one over. As now, even Olay is rotated in. 10 more seconds. Doesn't find himself that one. Ooh, the AK to lethal, no time. It's over. You can forget about that. He does it exactly right. Merrick is aware. Merrick doesn't take the duel. Merrick wins the game. And that was our match number 2. The best of 2 that goes in favor of none of the teams. Both pick up a single round, a single point in this best of 2 series. So right now, this was actually our match for the day. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. We're going to see each other tomorrow and later also with the CIS final. He is also on StarLeader CSEN2. My name is Sesh with exclamation mark caster. You can figure out all the stuff you would like to. Until then, we're going to see each other next time. We're going to see each other soon, technically, tonight on the EN2 channel. To see you and have a good day.
LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.